Today in reading, we're going to do something called text importance. Now, we have done this before, so our skill is I can determine what's important in a story. And an example that we've talked about this year is Little Red Riding Hood. Now, it didn't necessarily matter that Little Red Riding Hood's cape was red, other than it's fun to say for that alliteration, Little Red Riding Hood. But what did matter was that the story took place in the woods. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't have come across a wolf, and if it had been at the beach or the pool, it might have been a totally different story. So one of the things to know is that in your Language Arts Ziploc bag, you have your bookmarks, and one of the bookmark pages is called Determining Importance. So you have 3 different activities you can do with this when you're reading your books, okay? But today, I am gonna read you a story, and I know many of you know this one, but as usual, it's a good one. Want to read it again and again, called Tops and Bottoms. And we're going to talk about what's important in our story. Okay, so tops and bottoms. Once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. Do we think that might be important in the story, that Bear likes to sleep a lot? Let's read on and find out. Not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with a tortoise and had sold all of his land to Bear to pay off the debt. Did you catch that little reference in there about a risky bet with a tortoise? I hope so. Hare and his family were in very bad shape. The children are so hungry, Father Hare. We must think of something. Mrs. Hare cried one day. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. The next day, Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep. Hello, Bear, wake up. It's your neighbor Hare, and I have an idea. Bear opened one eye and grunted. We can be business partners, Hare said. All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do the hard work of planting and harvesting, and we can split the profit right down the middle. Yes, sir, Bear. We're in this together. I'll work and you sleep. Huh? Said Bear. So what'll it be, Bear? Asked Hare. The top half or the bottom half? It's up to you. Tops or bottoms? Oh, let's see, Bear said with a yawn. I'll take the top half. Right, tops, Hare smiled. It's a done deal, Bear. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. Hare planted, Mrs. Hare watered, and everyone weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. So if he's sleeping, is he paying attention? Might be important. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, Wake up, Bear, you get the tops and I get the bottoms. Hare and his family dug up all the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare plucked off all the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms aside for himself. Now, do we think it's important what he just had planted and pulled and harvested? Let's read that again. He did carrots, think of how they grow, radishes, and beets. Okay. He took off all the tops, gave to Bear, and he kept all the bottoms. So is it important to know what he planted and how they grow? Bear stared at his pile. But Hare, all the best parts are in your half. Oh, you chose the tops, Bear, Hare said. Now, Hare, you've tricked me. You plant this field again, and this season I want the bottoms. Hare agreed. It's a done deal, Bear. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. Is he paying attention? When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear, you get the bottoms and I get the tops." Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery. Hare pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops in his own pile. Now let's think about those, right? He had broccoli, lettuce, celery. How do those grow? Is it important to know how those grow? And what is the bottom? Bear looked at his pile and scowled. "Hare, you have cheated me again." "But Bear," Hare said, "you wanted the bottoms this time." Bear growled, "You plant this field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice and you owe me one season of both tops and bottoms." "Oh, you're right, poor old Bear," sighed Hare. "It's only fair that you get both tops and bottoms this time. It's a done deal, Bear." So Bear went back to sleep and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded, then watered and weeded some more. Bear's still not paying attention. Think that's important to pay attention? Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear. This time you get the tops and the bottoms." There in front of Bear's house lay a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every corn stalk. Hare tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top and put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. "See, Bear, you get the tops and the bottoms. I get the middles." "Yes, sir, Bear. It's a done deal." Uh-oh. By now, Bear was wide awake. "That's it, Hare," he hollered. "From now on, I'll plant my own crops and take the tops, bottoms, and middles." Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road toward home. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with the profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. So was it important that Bear wasn't paying attention and sleeping? It kind of was, because if he had been paying attention, he would have known what Hare was up to. But otherwise he got tricked. So now he found out that if he works hard, he's not going to be able to get tricked anymore because he's going to be doing it himself. And then, did it matter what vegetables got planted, whether it was the tops or the bottoms? Absolutely. But could we have had this story with two different animals? Could Bear maybe have been a wolf? Sure, why not? Could Rabbit have been a different kind of animal? Maybe a tortoise. Absolutely. So remember, it's determining what is important in the story and what isn't. And the fact that this is teaching the lesson about working hard, that's the stuff that's going to have to do with the importance. I hope you enjoyed it.